Since Georgia recognized the right of same-sex couples to marry, the issue of divorce has come forward. Marriages don't always work out, even between same-sex couples. What we have found is the rules of evidence, the procedures, the outcomes for same-sex couples are identical to what you see in heterosexual couples. It's just the Georgia courts are following the same rules they've always followed, only this time it's same-sex couples instead of heterosexual. In a divorce for same-sex couples, the issues are the same as in a heterosexual divorce. There's alimony. Either party can be ordered to pay alimony to the other based on need of one party and the ability to pay of the other. Division of property. All property accumulated during the marriage by the efforts of either party is subject to equitable division. All property owned by either party prior to the marriage that has not been commingled with marital property, or all property that has been inherited or received from a third party that has not been commingled with marital property, is separate property. The court can only divide marital property. They divide that marital property based on the principle of equitable division of property. What is fair and reasonable under the circumstances? This can be anything from a house to a business, to automobiles, to furniture, to antiques, anything that anybody can have or accumulate during a marriage is subject to equitable division. Equitable division means what is fair and reasonable under the circumstances. It does not necessarily mean equal, but usually it comes out that way. Unless you give a court a reason why they shouldn't divide things equally, that's probably what they're going to do. Now, when I say equal, I don't mean they're going to take each thing and cut it in half. What I mean is there's going to be a column for one party and a column for the other party, and you're going to put values on items under each column, and hopefully when you get down to the bottom, you're going to see a total that is close to being the same. Usually the way that works is maybe one gets the house, another gets a retirement account, one gets furniture, another gets cars, whatever is being divided. And then at the very end, if there's a big disparity between them, then the court's going to adjust something. Maybe it's bank accounts. Maybe they're going to give more money to one party than the other so that the numbers balance out. Maybe it's retirement accounts. Maybe they're going to give more of the retirement account to one party than the other so that it balances out. Have to be careful with retirement accounts, though, because there are tax ramifications to those retirement accounts. What happens when you withdraw them and the taxes? And you need a lawyer that knows what they're doing to look at those things and understand that equity in a retirement account may not be the same as equity in a house or a car because of the tax ramifications involved. So you need an attorney that is experienced in family law and understands how these numbers should be crunched. Alimony, I've talked about already. Businesses. If one party built a business during the marriage and the other party did not participate in that business or only participated in a small amount, then somewhere along the line you've got to find a way of taking the value of that business and making an equitable distribution to the one that's not going to continue to run the business. This goes into consideration of alimony. Maybe the one running the business is going to have a lot more income because they got that asset, and the other one is going to have very little income. So you can balance those equities by awarding alimony. There's lots of different ways of doing it, and that's why a good family law attorney or team of family law attorneys is so important to you. The rules of determining alimony for same-sex couples are the same as the rules for heterosexual couples. There are two kinds of alimony. There's lump sum alimony, and then there is periodic alimony. Periodic alimony is usually paying an amount of money for an indefinite period of time. Lump sum alimony may be just a lump sum of money, or it may be a lump sum of money divided into a certain number of payments, maybe 60 months or something. Lump sum alimony is not subject to modification. Periodic alimony is subject to modification based on a change of circumstances. Alimony is a very complicated subject, but the whole purpose of it is to allow a spouse that has perhaps less income potential to receive support from a spouse that has more income potential based upon need and ability to pay. So if you're a same-sex couple thinking about divorce, come talk to the team at Daniels & Taylor. We have represented same-sex couples. We understand what's going on with the law, and we'll be glad to help you.